Okay, today your assignment is going to be to create a puzzle cube in Tinkercad. So your puzzle cube will look something like this when completed. You'll notice that it is made up of 5 puzzle pieces, and each puzzle piece is made up of either 5 or 6 3/4-inch cubes, which are the same size as the little wooden cubes that we're using to build this physically later, and the same size as the linking cubes. So let's see how to do this. Okay, to begin, you're going to create a new design in Tinkercad, and immediately you're going to rename the file. So you're going to rename it with your first initial, your last name, puzzle cube, and then whatever period you are in. Okay, to get things started, we're going to start by creating a 3/4-inch cube. So I'm going to drag out the box tool, and you'll notice when I have nothing clicked on, there are no little white dots or black cones on my figure. When I click on it, I'm going to see these white handles. These handles show me, if I click on it, the width and the depth. This handle shows me the height of the cube. So we want to keep this a cube, and you'll notice that when I get in, I need to check my units first, okay, because it defaults to millimeters. So we're going to come down here and we're going to edit the grid, and we're going to change it to inches. Okay, when I click on this, now I'll see this in inches. So it's close to the size that I want, but not quite. So if I click on this white dot, instead of dragging the handles, I'm going to type in the exact value I want them to be. For a 3/4-inch cube, I'm going to make my width 0.75. I'm going to make my depth 0.75, and I'm hitting the enter key after each. And then I'm going to make my height 0.75. Okay. So to make things easy, I'm going to select that cube and do a Control-C to copy it. At any time until I do another Control-C, I can paste it. So let's paste that cube. I'm going to move it out, and I'm going to build my first puzzle piece. So my first puzzle piece is going to be made up of 6 little cubes. I'm using the arrow key to get them lined up. If I notice that there's a lot of overlap, I can change my snap grid and get it a little bit closer. So I'm going to delete this, copy, paste that again, and I'm going to move that over, and hopefully it will line up. Okay, I'm going to make sure that it lines up in both directions. Okay, I can paste again to get another cube. And let's say this time I want this cube to be on top of one of my other cubes. I'm going to use the black cone and raise it up 3/4 of an inch, or 0.75. I'm going to line it up. Now notice that my cubes have to be touching each other on a face, not an edge. Okay, this, even though these would be touching on an edge, this would not work. So this is illegal. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back, and I'm going to put it on top of this cube, and I'm going to line my cubes up. Oops. And I might need to change my grid so that I can arrow over a little bit differently. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to paste to make another cube, and that cube I might want to bring up above this cube. So that would be a 1.5. Okay, I'm going to drag it over and line it up. I'm going to make sure it's lined up this way as well, and I can do that by hitting the arrow key. Okay, right now my puzzle piece is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes. I need 2 more. So for this one, I'm going to come over to the back and paste, and I'm going to put another puzzle piece. I'm going to put this one back down on the ground, so hit the cone and type in 0. And I'm going to line it up over here. Okay, and now my piece is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just need one more puzzle piece. So let's make this one a little bit tricky. Okay, I'm going to paste again. This time I'm going to move it up. I'm going to move it up 0.75. Now, whoops. If that happens, just do an undo. We don't want to resize it that way. Okay, and I'm going to place it, let's put it over here, just to make this an interesting piece. Remember, our pieces can only be 3 cubes in this direction, 3 cubes in height, and 3 cubes from the front to the back. So I am 3 cubes wide, 3 cubes deep, 3 cubes tall. I'm okay. And this piece is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes. So next, I'm going to select all the individual cubes by holding down the Shift key. Okay, and I'm going to have to rotate to get this last one. I'm going to group them together, and then I'm going to change the color. You're going to follow these steps each time, okay? That will tell you if something didn't group well. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key, select this, and group it again, changing the color to something other than red. Okay, I can also see that things aren't aligned really well. So if that happens, I can ungroup, and I'm going to need to ungroup this piece as well. Okay, I'm going to take this little cube here, and I'm going to, oops, that needs to ungroup. And I'm going to move that piece over. Again, I'm going to select everything by holding down the Shift key, click, 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 and click. I'll group it. I'll change the color. Now I have one puzzle piece. So I'm going to continue building my puzzle by pasting another block, dragging it out, placing it somewhere in here so that it is connected to the puzzle. Okay, I'm going to paste and raise this up. I'm going to raise it up 0.75, and I'm going to move it over so it's lined up in this direction and that direction. Right now this puzzle piece is made up of 2 pieces. I can continue doing this, adding my cubes wherever I want as long as I'm following the rules. Okay, I'm probably going to want to arrow that over a little bit. I'm going to paste another one, 0. I think I grabbed the wrong one. Undo. Let's do this. Paste. Drag this one out. Let's drag that down to the tabletop and place it so it's face to face up against another cube. Remember, I can use the arrow keys to move it over. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make this a 5-piece puzzle piece. Okay, I'm going to paste again, and I'm going to drag this one here. Okay, so now I have these 5 pieces. Again, I'm going to make sure they're lined up. I'm going to click on one, hold down the Shift key, and click on all the rest of them. Group them together and change their color. And I'm going to continue doing this until I have 5 puzzle pieces made up of either 5 little blocks or 6 little blocks. Okay, remember, it can only be 3 cubes wide, 3 cubes tall, 3 cubes deep.